Hi everybody. Welcome to another day, another video. Elliot's napping, so he won't interrupt us. The purpose of this video is to explain to you how to use the library website. Okay, all of you are doing this research from a distance for this research paper, and while you can absolutely use textbooks or books, other books, to provide research for your paper, you're primarily going to be looking for scholarly articles to form the foundation of the research that you're doing. Okay, these articles are articles that scholars have published about different topics, and they're quote-unquote peer-reviewed. And what that means is that a group of experts in that topic have read through the article, have evaluated its quality, have evaluated the research that the person has done to produce the article, and then decided that it actually is of a high enough quality to enter into a body of research, right, and to end up in the library. And so, for example, Richard King, his work has all been peer-reviewed, which means that various people, scholars who are experts in the field of Native American anthropology and sociology have read through his article and determined that his research methods were sound, and so it kind of qualifies to become part of the library catalog. So anything that you find in the library that is a scholarly article is something that you can use for this research paper. And these scholarly articles are different than the things that you'll find on the World Wide Web, right? So in the video that I posted for Tuesday's class, stuff that you see on the web doesn't have a filter. It doesn't have any kind of process to get onto the web, right? Anybody can put anything onto the web, as is evidenced by the fact that I am making a video and putting it on YouTube, right? And so you don't know what kind of quality that stuff is because it hasn't gone through the peer review process. Whereas the articles that you find in the library, as long as they're listed as articles, they are items that you can use for the research process. Okay, and so some of you have submitted topics already, and the way to get started on finding out whether or not your topic is viable and how to get into into your question is to really look around in the library database. And so I'm going to share the slideshow that Dr. Elmwood has produced for this topic, which is this one right here, Library Resources, Your New Best Friends. I don't necessarily think they're your best friends, but she goes through and really does explain how to search through the catalog. And then another thing that she does that's very useful is that she has these speaker notes. You can kind of see them down at the bottom, the middle of the three boxes here I'll highlight. So if you look at her presentation in not in present view, just in kind of like as though you were going to edit it, you can read the script that she was going to deliver when we had our library class together, and that'll give you some really good guidance on how to use the library. So you can have this video that I'm making for you and her slideshow to help you with that. What I'm talking about really starts on slide 6 of the Finding Scholarly Articles section of her presentation, but I wanted to take the opportunity to actually go through the material that she made while using the library website. Okay, so this is just library.loyola.edu. You can see here the Monroe Library is closed through the end of the semester. So let's first start talking about books. All right, let's say you are going to do your research project on social media and kids, because that's what some other kids did their research project on, right? So let's say you search children and social media in the search engine. This is not the right way to search this topic, by the way, but let's just say you do it and you click search in the quick search. The quick search engine, and my internet is really not super fast, but I'm going to point out a few things. One is that when you're scrolling through, right, you see a bunch of different information when you get these results. First off, you see that this article is published in an academic journal. You can see that right here, right? So you know it's not a book, it's not a website, it's not a news periodical, it's an academic journal, which means that it's been produced by a scholar, it's gone through that peer review process. And then you can also see that the text is available. You can either get the text in HTML or in PDF, all right? So those are two really important things that you'll learn just by doing the search. Whereas if you scroll down here and it says find this article in full text or full text finder, what that means is that the Loyola Library actually does not have the full text and you might not be able to find it, okay? You can scroll down even more, PDF full text, so it's available, it's available. So before you even begin to research whether or not, before you even begin to like look at an article, you'll know like you're not going to click this one because you can't even access it, right? Whereas this one maybe is something that you'll look at. Okay, but what we want to talk about is books really quickly. So if we limit our search to books, let's say that's all we want to find, right? And so you want this book, and the book is located in Monroe Library, Social Media Marketing Theories and Applications. You know it's in Monroe Library because it says right there, and maybe you want that book. Well, here's the thing. You can't go to Monroe Library, right? So what Dr. Elmwood has in the beginning of her presentation is an explanation of how you can get access to that book. Basically, what the library is doing is if you want the book, you can, sorry, I'm trying to look for where it says it. You can use interlibrary loan to request the chapters, right? So that's what it says right there. So basically what your takeaway is, you shouldn't feel like you can't access actual books that you would normally just go to the library to get. If you want to get a book, let me know. If it's in the Monroe Library, let me know, and then we can get in touch with Dr. Elmwood. What's happening is that librarians are going into the library and they'll copy and then scan in the chapters of the book that you want. So if you want access to it, you can have access to it. So if you want a book, I don't want you to feel like you can't get it. Okay? All right. I'm going to go ahead and pause here because then I'll come back and we'll explain how to use that same search engine to find scholarly articles. Okay? But I just want to kind of create this in snippets so that it's not too long. So yeah, I'll be right back.